The night season is not the end. It feels like it. It presses against your chest and suffocates your hope until all you can do is groan in silence. The darkness stretches longer than expected, and the silence of God seems louder than thunder. But hear this prophetic truth: the night is not your grave, it is your womb. What you thought was your death is actually the place where God is preparing your deliverance. The word declares in Psalm 30, saying 5, weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. That is not a gentle encouragement. That is a divine decree. That is a prophetic timeline written by the hand of the Almighty. Heaven has already scheduled your morning, and no demon in hell can delay what God has marked as due season. You must understand the night has purpose. The agony, the tears, the crushing, it is not in vain. Every groan is a prayer. Every tear is a seed. Psalm 126, Psalm 5 says, those who sow in tears shall reap in joy. The kingdom of God operates on paradox. Your breakdown becomes your breakthrough. Your pain becomes your platform. Your tears become weapons in the spirit realm. You are not breaking down. You are being rebuilt. And the tools of construction are hidden inside your sorrow. The night season exposes what comfort always concealed. In the night, you discover what your faith is really made of. In the night, you see which voices you've been leaning on and which idols have secretly stolen your attention. God is not punishing you. He is purifying you. The darkness is the classroom of destiny. Do not despise the night, because it is there that the Lord teaches with fire. In the day, we learn from blessing, but in the night, we learn from pain, and pain is the teacher that carves the deepest truths into the soul. When the night stretches on and joy feels like a distant memory, the temptation is to believe the lie of finality. The enemy whispers, this is it. This is forever. Nothing will change. But Satan is a liar. He is terrified of your mourning. He knows that your survival through the night is his defeat. He throws everything at you before dawn because he knows what's coming next. The enemy's assault intensifies not because you are finished, but because you are almost free. The pressure is a sign. The darkness is confirmation. Hell does not rage against empty vessels. If you are under attack, it is because heaven sees something precious inside you. The oil being formed in this crushing will anoint nations. The testimony forged in this fire will shake generations. Do not curse the night. Speak to it. Declare to the darkness that it will not win. Say aloud, this is not my end. This is the beginning of my deliverance. The devil does not get the final word. God does, and his word says that joy will come in the morning. Not might, not hopefully. Not maybe. It does, it will come. The God who split the Red Sea, who raised the dead, who shook prison walls at midnight. He is the same God watching over you now. He has not abandoned you in your night season. In fact, he does his greatest work in the dark. Creation itself began in darkness. Genesis 1:2 says, and darkness was over the face of the deep. But God spoke and light broke through. And he's about to speak over your chaos, your void, your sorrow. Morning is not just a time. It is a word from God. And that word is about to be released over your life. Hold fast. Do not give in to despair. You are closer to morning than you know. The breaking point is the birthing point. The pain that makes you cry out, God, where are you? Is the same pain that brings you to the feet of the one who never left. He has collected every tear. He has recorded every cry. And when the appointed time comes, and it is coming swiftly, the same mouth that called light out of darkness will call joy out of your sorrow. There will be laughter again. There will be dancing again. Psalm 30:11 says, you have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have loosed my sackcloth and girded me with gladness. That is the same chapter, the same voice. The same God. He is not finished with you. He is forming something eternal through this temporary sorrow. Beloved, you are in labor. The contractions of pain are not signs of death, but signs of delivery. You are carrying something holy, something heavy, something heaven-born. Do not abort your promise in the night because it feels unbearable. God is with you in the shadows. He is holding you while the world sleeps. He is whispering strength when your soul is weary. And soon, oh so soon, the morning will break, and with it, the joy you thought had died. Not a counterfeit joy, not a shallow smile, but a joy that is forged in truth, in endurance, in divine fire. The kind of joy that cannot be stolen because it was born of the Spirit and not of man. The Word of God says in Isaiah 61:3 that he gives beauty for ashes, the well of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness. These are not poetic metaphors. They are spiritual transactions. God is about to make an exchange with you. He is taking the ashes of your night and giving you the beauty of morning. He is taking the heaviness that almost crushed you and replacing it with the garment of praise that will lift you into a new atmosphere. But you must not give up in the night. You must not die at the door of deliverance. You are almost there. Morning is not a myth. It is a promise sealed in the blood of the Lamb. Jesus himself endured the darkest night, the betrayal, the cross, the silence of the tomb. But on the third day, morning broke. And when it did, death lost its grip. Your morning will do the same. Your joy is not delayed. It is being developed. It is maturing in the unseen. And when it arrives, it will not come quietly. It will come with power, with clarity, with glory. And all those who saw your weeping will witness your rising. So weep if you must, but do not stop walking. Cry if you must, but do not stop believing. For though weeping may endure for a night, a joy comes in the morning. And the morning is not far. The skies are beginning to shift. The horizon is glowing faintly. The winds of change are stirring. Get ready. Brace yourself, not for more pain, but for the sudden joy that is about to overtake you. You are about to see the faithfulness of God with your own eyes. The night is ending. Morning is coming. And joy is marching toward you even now. The enemy always attacks before the morning breaks. He does not waste his fiercest weapons on a soul that is settled in defeat. He rages when the dawn draws near. The hour before the breakthrough is when the pressure intensifies. The final lap of the race is when fatigue screams the loudest. And just before the birth, the labor pains grow unbearable. If all of hell has been loosed against you lately, it is not because God has forsaken you. It is because your morning is near, and Satan knows it. This is the ancient pattern of warfare. From the beginning of time, the adversary has launched his greatest assaults in the dark because he fears the light. He panics when he senses the approach of a new beginning. In Exodus 14, Israel stood on the edge of the Red Sea while Pharaoh's army closed in with chariots of death. But it was good during the morning watch that the Lord looked down from the cloud and overthrew the enemy. In the moment that looked like certain defeat, God unleashed deliverance. The Red Sea did not open in the calm of day, but in the pressure of the night. And the miracle came not in response to perfection, but in response to desperation. You may feel surrounded right now. Like every door has closed. Like every path forward has been swallowed by darkness. But this is the signal, not of your failure, but of your shift. The resistance is proof that something holy is breaking through. The enemy does not launch all-out war against someone with no future. He targets the womb that carries destiny. He strikes hardest at those about to step into their purpose. If your battles have escalated, it is not because you are weak. It is because you are close. You are nearing the threshold, and the enemy knows that if he cannot stop you in the night, he will lose his grip forever when morning comes. This is not just a personal truth. It is prophetic for this generation. The pressure on the church, on families, on nations, on families. It is not random. It is spiritual warfare. Hell senses that a shaking is coming. The Spirit of God is stirring the waters of revival. The bones in the valley are rattling. The trumpet of awakening is sounding in the heavens. And the enemy is terrified because he has seen this before. He saw it the night Jesus was born, when Herod slaughtered the innocents trying to snuff out the light. He saw it in Gethsemane, when the Son of God wept blood in the darkness just before redemption shattered the grave. And now he sees it again. In the groans of intercessors, in the cries of the desperate, in the fire rising in those who refuse to bow. He knows the morning is coming. But before morning, the enemy will try to wear you down. He will whisper lies wrapped in truth. He will magnify your failures and minimize your faith. He will use exhaustion as a weapon, distraction as a sedative, and fear as a muzzle. He will try to convince you that the silence of God is proof of his absence. But the truth is this: when God is silent, he is not absent. He is working. He is moving behind the veil. He is setting the stage for the miracle you've been praying for. And in one moment, one divine breath, the darkness will flee and morning will crash in with power. Do not give in to the voice that tells you this is permanent. Do not surrender to the weight that says nothing will ever change. The enemy only lies when he is threatened. The fact that you are still breathing is proof that he has failed. The fact that you are still standing, bruised maybe, but still standing, means that heaven has marked you for joy. And that joy is coming like a flood. Psalm 3:5 is not a wishful poem. It is a spiritual law. A weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The word may is not uncertainty. It's permission. Weeping is allowed to endure for a season, but it is not allowed to stay. It may visit, but it cannot live. The darkness may linger, but it must bow when light breaks in. Morning is not just a shift in time. It is a decree from heaven. It is a divine moment when God says, enough! And when he speaks that word over your life, everything changes. The enemy fears that moment, so he tries to steal your expectation. He wants you to believe that the cycle will never end. He wants to kill your anticipation of morning, because expectation is the atmosphere where miracles are born. If he can get you to stop expecting, he can get you to stop praying. If he can get you to stop hoping, he can silence your praise. And if he can silence your praise, he can cut off your access to the very weapon that breaks chains. But not this time. You are not going to surrender in the final hour. You are not going to lay down and die just before the walls fall. The enemy is loud, but he is not Lord. His roar is hollow. His threats are desperate. And they are all designed to distract you from the true God is moving. God is nearer than you feel. Your morning is not just coming, it is already on the horizon. You may not see it fully, but if you listen in the Spirit, you can hear the sound of chains snapping, of graves open, of joy rising. Do not let the pressure convince you that God has forgotten you. He has not forgotten. He is remembering every promise he ever made. He is faithful to his word, and he has written your victory into the very timeline of your life. Before you were born, he marked a day called morning. And when that day arrives, the weeping of your night will give way to the joy that only heaven can release. So hold on. Cry if you must, but cry with faith. Groan if you must, but groan with hope. You are not losing. You are being positioned. The night is not your enemy. It is the confirmation that morning is coming. And no matter what it looks like, no matter how loud the voices of fear may scream, the word of the Lord stands firm. Who joy comes in the morning. The enemy is terrified because he knows what you carry. He sees what God is about to do through you. That's why the warfare has intensified. That's why you felt like you can't breathe. But take heart. This is the hour of turning. The night is breaking. The battle is shifting. And joy is rising with healing in its wings. Your morning is not a myth. It is a divine certainty. God ordained it. God's heavens are aligning. And you are standing at the edge of a holy moment. The enemy knows, that's why he's screaming. But you, child of God, don't retreat. Stand, lift your voice, and get ready, because the night is almost over. And morning is about to break with unstoppable, unspeakable, undeniable joy. Morning is not just a moment on a clock. It is not merely the rising of the sun or the turning of a page in time. Morning, as declared in Psalm 30:5, is a divine visitation. It is a holy shift in the atmosphere where the hand of God touches the broken places and breathes new life into what was dying. Morning is when God interrupts what seemed final. It is when he tears through the veil of sorrow and says, enough. It is not just the end of the night. It is the announcement that heaven has stepped into your story. We have made the mistake of treating the morning as something passive, something automatic. But the morning that brings joy is not birthed by the rotation of the earth. It is birthed by the movement of God. It is heaven declaring a change of season. It is the fulfillment of a word that was spoken in the dark. When the Lord says, joy comes in the morning, he is not offering a poetic escape. He is prophesying a supernatural collision between your sorrow and his glory. Some have waited so long in the night that they no longer believe in morning. They have been numb for so long they cannot imagine feeling joy again. But the morning is not dependent on your emotions. It is not even dependent on your strength. It is God's faithfulness that brings it forth. Lamentations 3:23 declares, his mercies are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. This is not just poetry. It is the rhythm of redemption. Every morning is a fresh act of mercy. Every dawn is an act of divine remembrance that God has not forgotten his covenant with you. The morning does not come when you feel ready. It comes when heaven declares it is time. And when that moment arrives, everything begins to shift. The lies that ruled you in the night begin to unravel. The shame that haunted you begins to loosen its grip. The weight that paralyzed your spirit begins to lift. The morning is not just light. It is liberty. It is not just a change in circumstance. It is the entrance of truth. For where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. In the morning, God breaks the silence. The voice that seemed distant begins to speak again. He whispers in ways you can finally hear because the noise of fear has begun to fade. Morning is when revelation pierces the fog. It is when the fog of confusion burns off, and suddenly you see the hand of God was with you all along. You realize the darkness didn't kill you, it deepened you. The silence didn't destroy you, it sharpened your hearing. The night didn't break you. Morning is not the escape from the process, it is the reward of endurance. There are those who have almost given up, those who've grown tired of the waiting. But hear this now, your morning is nearer than it has ever been. You are not forgotten. God has been watching over his word in your life, and he is about to perform it. The sorrow was real. The pain was deep. But the joy that is coming is not shallow. It is not cosmetic. It is joy that comes from having walked through the valley and discovering that your shepherd never left your side. This kind of joy is different. It is not the smile that masks sorrow. It is the joy that is born when death is defeated. It is the joy that rises from ashes. It is the joy that breaks through after the cross, when the stone rolls away and the tomb is empty. Resurrection joy. And that kind of joy does not come cheaply. It comes after the fight, after the tears, after the silence. And that is why it is so precious. That is why it can never be taken from you, because it's not given by man. It was given by God. When your morning comes, it will be undeniable. It will not be subtle. It will come with clarity, with strength, with direction, with fire. God does not awaken you to joy so you can return to old chains. He awakens you to joy so you can walk in a new authority. The same one who wept in the night will roar in the morning. The same one who crawled will rise and run. For God is not just bringing comfort. He is bringing commissioning. The morning does not just heal. It sends. It marks you. It fills you with holy power to do what you could not do before. So do not dismiss the signs. Even now, the atmosphere is changing. The winds are shifting. The pressure you feel is not because you're failing. It is because the veil is thinning. You are standing on the edge of morning. The pain of the night was real, but the promises of God are greater. The darkness may have lasted longer than you thought you could endure, but God sustained you through every moment. You are not empty. You are not behind. You are not disqualified. You are right where God needs you to be. For this morning, for this moment, lift your eyes. Refuse to agree with the lie that this is your new normal. Refuse to settle for cycles of despair. There is a sunrise on the horizon of your soul, and it is not natural. It is supernatural. This is not a season shift. It is a spiritual invasion. The joy that is coming will redefine your identity. It will break generational patterns. It will silence the enemy that's tormented you for years. This is not hype. It is holy. This is not emotion eternal. God has said the time is now. Prepare your heart. Make room for the morning. Rid yourself of bitterness. Release the fear. Lay down your timelines. For what is coming is not a return to the familiar. It is the birth of something never seen before. The night taught you to survive, but the morning will teach you to thrive. The night trained your endurance, but the morning will reveal your purpose. What was hidden in the darkness will be revealed in the light. What was crushed will now carry glory. You did not imagine the promise. You did not fabricate the hope. God spoke it. And what he speaks, he finishes. What he begins, he completes. And this morning that is coming, it is arrived delaying on time, on his time, on holy. And when it comes, you will know this was the day the Lord had planned all along. Do not fear the change. Do not resist the light. Step into the morning with faith. Step into the joy that does not fade with circumstance. Step into the new day that carries your name. For joy comes in the morning, and morning, beloved, is already breaking.